Yo, it's your boy Simon, and today we're talking about the best job to hold while in prison. After being incarcerated for 8.5 years, one thing that you have to maintain in prison is a good routine. You have to have some kind of ritual, some kind of focus. Otherwise, you're going to go batshit crazy up in there. There's just too much ruckus. There's too much bullshit not to stay preoccupied. So what's the best way to stay occupied, you say? You get a job in the joint. You get a hustle. It doesn't matter what you do. You got to get something. During my stay, the best job in prison is dietary. If you work out, if you're all about the fucking gains, if you don't want Big Dick Bob to climb up inside of you, one thing you got to do is you got to stay in shape. You got to work out, get them push-ups, get them burpees with the boys. But how are you supposed to get swollen there if your dietary needs, your nutrition is dog shit, if you're not meeting your protein? So a lot of the boys, they used to work out every single day, get no gains, and wonder why. The biggest misconception that people have in prison society today is that everybody comes out of the joint jacked. That's quite the contrary. Everybody, 90% of people that come out of the joint come out fat, come out of shape, let alone any type of resemblance of swole. Prison's just full of, embodying the easy way out. What that means? There's a lot of guys on psych medication that shouldn't be on psych medication. There's a lot of guys doing shit that's not productive. And when I say a lot, I mean basically most of the population. Numerous individuals, more than not, come out of there worse than they came in. So one thing you want to do is get a good job in the joint, stay preoccupied, and build a fucking routine. Hands down, I used to work out every fucking day. Every single day was a non-negotiable workout with me and the boys. After the workout, we made sure to eat good. There's only one way to eat good. Either you're prison rich, which you have your people send you money, you hustle, or you yoink shit from the dietary. Point blank. The dietary, you have access to everything from eggs to milk to vegetables to what the cops eat. And guess what? Not that I embody this or encourage anybody to do this, but you bring a little bit something back for you and the homies after a workout. It's relatively easy. My dietary routine was like this. Every single morning, I'd go into work. I was a cook, by the way. I cooked for over 2,000 inmates at one point. I worked in the dietary for about 5 years of my stay. And the first thing I did when I went in is I made a cup of eggs. A cup of egg whites. I had about 15, 20 egg whites depending on what I could get my hands on. And then all throughout the day, I would portion more and more and more eggs. So if you work in the dietary, trust me, you got to be a cook. Being a cook, you got access to everything, dude. All you need to say is open up so-and-so freezer. Most likely than not, if you're a cook, the cops don't want to fuck with you. They don't want to tell you no, only because they realize that you're the one cooking their food as well. At least that's the case here in Illinois. I'm not sure about other states. So because the cops knew that you were the one cooking for them, or that you had access to their food, they made sure to kind of appease you to the point so you don't spit or piss inside of their meals. So every day we'd drink eggs, we drank gallons of milk, we ate 6 pounds of any type of canned vegetable that there was. The dietary was the place to be. The dietary was a hustle, a job, an eat good every day type of gig. It was hard, don't get it twisted. You do a lot of fucking work. All you're doing in there is sweating over pots, cooking for thousands of people, but in return, it's good to you. That, in my opinion, is the best job. But it also has its downfalls. It also has its flaws. If anything comes up missing in the dietary, the first people that they're going to search is the dietary workers. And they don't just search you by patting you down. You're going to be bending over and coughing. You're going to be showing what's inside of your butthole to all these cops. You're going to be stripping down to the way that you came up in this world with nothing. That was one of the biggest downfalls. But hey, some of the guys enjoyed it. To each its own, to each its own. That's a whole different story. As far as the labor, as far as everything like that goes, if you're willing to put in the work, if you want to get something out of the joint, if you want to come out, with discipline, if you want to come out with some type of skills, in my opinion, in Illinois, the dietary is one of the only sustainable jobs that's going to actually teach you some skills. They did take away all the programming, a lot of the school when I was inside. I can't speak of today's system in the Illinois Department of Corrections, which I just left early 2019, so I'm sure not that much has changed. But if you ever do get locked up, if you always wondered what the best job in prison is, in my personal opinion, through my experience, you can't go wrong with the dietary. And if you do end up getting a job inside of there, you want to make sure that you're a cook. That way you have the ins and the outs. You don't have to fucking worry about anybody. You can be self-sufficient, and who doesn't want to be self-sufficient? Eat what you want, do what you want. To an extent, of course, to an extent. You can't be going around there fucking, picking fights, stealing right in front of the cops. You got to be incognito. You got to be at least some type of, you got to have some kind of thought pattern behind what you're doing. But that's with anything in life. That's not to say other people disagree with this one. There is a lot of different jobs in prison, anything ranging from cleaning toilets to cutting hair. Now that, you got to be skilled to do that. If you fuck somebody's fade up, next thing you might know is you're getting a shank in your neck the next morning. So that's a hell of a job to have. Aside from that, all the other gigs, either you're mowing grass, you're doing some kind of laborious, mumbo jumbo. So if you're going to get something out of it, if you want to at least get your fitness on, dietary is the place to go. It's the place to be. And without it, I don't think I would have came out the same way that I did. I don't think I would have had that certain sense of knowing what it takes to achieve a goal. Because when I went inside of prison, I gained over 100 pounds. I was super fat just because of all the depression that I was facing, or rather going through at the time, because of what happened to me. So because of the dietary, it really helped me get out that funk. Not to say a lot of other factors didn't play a role, but that was one of the biggest, while I was incarcerated, that really did help me get past my time and accept what I was in there for. If you found this video entertaining, if you enjoyed my take, hit that like, hit that subscribe, hit that bell. I also stream on twitch.tv/everyonekills. Come on through, come kick it. And as always, stay good, be safe, make wise decisions. Nothing but love here. And until next time, peace.